Just do it. No countdown. No countdown.
Okay.
Oh shit! Is that it? I think there's a bug in my tea. It's too late now.
Let's drink it.
Protein.
It's buggy.
Protein.
It's buggy. It's real buggy. All right, so we're
Buggy.
on. We're recording.
We are.
We're good.
All right.
We
Hey,
live.
we live, baby. Hey, yo. So what's up, man? Check it out. Elevate the World podcast. I'm trained like Prince. We got Scotty the Body. Change your name, buddy. And we got Ange Fit. All right, y'all caught us slipping. All right, we're going into it raw. Man, today it's gonna be awesome. I feel like we have a very thought-provoking topic. This wind is blowing my ring light. It's not even on, but we have a very thought-provoking topic, and it's about impact. And the importance of impact. And we got some great questions, and we're gonna have some great answers. And we just hope that it enriches your life and it elevates the world, as we always aim to. All right, and hit us with that quote, champ.
Okay, so Nikki Banis, I had to look up how to say her name. NikkiBanis.com. Check her out on Instagram. She's an author and encourager. Super soothing voice. So I had to go down a rabbit hole. What are you doing?
What you got going on over there, man?
A sneeze.
Oh, you were gonna sneeze.
I tried muting.
It's okay. It's not illegal, man.
It's okay. Right. So I had to go down a rabbit hole and figure out who this woman was. Super soothing voice. I highly recommend you check out her YouTube. There's only a few videos, but check her Instagram out. And what I'm about to read is so real. I actually sent it to Angelo and Reese because it has such a powerful message. So the title is Impact. You never really know the true impact you have on those around you. You never know how much someone needed that smile you gave them. You never know how much your kindness turns someone's entire life around. You never know how much someone needed that long hug or deep talk. So don't wait to be kind first. Don't wait for better circumstances or for someone to change. Just be kind, because you never know how much someone needs it.
Dang, that's beautiful, man. And that's fact. I believe that's facts for real. Like, I think that like hindsight is 20/20, as they always say, but you'll do certain things and then you'll look back, or somebody will tell you like, hey man, when you did that one thing, like, like that actually meant a lot to me. And you were just doing you. You were just doing what you do, you know what I mean? And you didn't even notice it. So no, that's freaking facts.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to post that one on the gram tomorrow.
Yeah. Hey, I think we need to go ahead and set up that Elevate the World Instagram just page. You know what I mean?
Ooh,
like my wife is a genius at all of this stuff, and like she's just like, I think y'all should do this. She was like, y'all got some good stuff. But speaking of good stuff,
it, baby,
man, for real. And we're just like, hey, we do this. It's for us, but it's for y'all too. Like literally, we do this because this is how we link up, and we just feel like we are pretty much giving that impact today, and every time we do this. All right, so first question, I'll hit it right off, and it's, how would you like to be remembered by your friends, your family, clients, and the world? Dude, so I will take a approach with like always transparency, but like, so I mentioned like how I used to like, struggle with suicidal thoughts a lot. And I always thought about like, if I left today, how would people remember me? What would people think of me? Like all this stuff. And like I said, I don't have those thoughts anymore. Like if anything, like when I do have those thoughts, it's always from a positive note of like, how can I live my life today to where like I'm positively remembered or I'm positively impacting others? And I mean, I think there's a common factor that I have where I would like to be remembered by everyone, friends, family, clients in the world, as just someone who wanted to shine a positive light. You know what I mean? And I think Paul kind of has that. He leaves this quote, Paul Marshall. He leaves that quote about like, it's like a quote about a candle and how like that candle just like lights another candle. You know what I mean? And just being that light, you know what I mean? When you think about like, if you could, what is it? If someone were to describe you more, so they could, you could be described better by others than you could yourself. Like you could say, well, I'm this, I'm that, but like how people kind of describe you, talk about you really, I think shows like the kind of person you are and how you truly are remembered. And from everyone, like I just want to be remembered positively, man. I want to be remembered like, you know, as being charismatic. I want to be remembered as a deep intellectual thinker. And I want to be remembered as someone who truly valued human interaction to where like, you know, I think on the day-to-day basis, we go through like this just robotic interactions where it's like, hi, bye, how are you? But is it really real? You know what I mean? And a lot of times I try to stop and think like, okay, wait, hold on. Let me enrich this conversation with this person. Let me actually really dig in and like see what's going on. Like, let me hit them with something that they're not expecting. And then a lot of times it makes that person open up like a book, because I think whether you're introverted or not, we're all just waiting on that moment to have that real conversation with someone. We're waiting on that moment where someone says something that sparks something in us, and then we just unleash. And that's how you give that positive deposit back to the world. So man, just remember me positively, and you got to and I want to put the work in to make sure I do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know who's next. So who's going first? You are? All right, there we go.
Yeah.
See, we
I don't
ain't
even
perfect,
know where
y'all.
to point.
Yeah,
I know,
if
right?
you point on my screen, if you point to your, I don't know, shoot, yeah, I'm good bad with direct. Yeah, just point up. Just
Scotty's directly up.
He's to the side. He's on the
yeah.
left. Yeah, he's to the side.
You guys are
with
next to
you,
each
on me.
other.
Yeah,
and
same here.
Printing.
All right, Scotty.
No, I really like how you said that. Like, because you about saying that when other people will remember you differently than the way you will, or describe you, because it's like you're your biggest critic, and you always will be. So because you know how you're feeling at all times, and you know how much effort you put into things, and maybe how little effort you put into things.
Right.
So then you're thinking like, oh well, I could have done this better, this better, this better. Well, like when you're getting things done, as long as you are getting things done, people are seeing that you are succeeding, but they don't know like all the stuff behind the scenes with you, which I think is like, it's really hard for people to understand that. But also like you don't, like it's hard to critique yourself so much, because like then you start beating yourself up more and more and more, and then that's how you can start kind of going in a downward spiral. But to be honest, like the way I would like to be remembered is like kind of like you said, like positively. Like I want to make sure that like every time I walk in a room, like my wife says it all the time, like I'm a ray of sunshine, like sunshine and rainbows. Like that's how she describes me. And I try to see the best in everything. I'm a half full kind of person. Like there are some times where I can like, and it's usually when it's like with myself, then I'm the opposite sometimes. Like I'll kind of beat myself up over, because I'm a big critic of myself. But when it comes to everybody else and anything else, like I'm usually half full kind of person, because like I want everyone to get better. Like I want to be known as a hard worker. I want to be known as never giving up, and just being able to just like Scott's always happy. Like people at my old gym when I was in LA, like I had like literally 20 people text me one day and they're like, hey, you all right? And I was like, yeah, why? They're like, you weren't yourself today. And like I had just had like a rough day. I don't know if it was like my boss or like what it was, but I just had like a really rough day. Like I wasn't smiling that much. Like I wasn't like, I don't know, people could just like tell that there was something wrong with me. And I usually do a pretty good job at like masking it, because like I try not to bring that stuff into the gym. You know what I mean? So definitely just like being a hard worker, being positive, being happy. Like, and I want to, and the more people see other people being happy as well, that's contagious. Like happiness is contagious. So if I can be happy more, and then that will spread happiness throughout the people that I engage with. Like I know I'm not going to change. Exactly. I'm not going to change the whole world. I know that, but I can definitely affect people one by one, little by little. You know what I mean? I see over 100 people a day sometimes at the gym. Like maybe it might be the same people every day, but I still at least see like one new person. So should I say hi to people on the street? You know what I mean? People would walk with their head down. I try to smile and say hi to them. Sometimes they ignore me, whatever, but whatever. Like,
Man, I think that's actually golden though, because like in a way you still do change the entire world, because like it's like that domino effect. Like you said something nice to someone else, they absorb that energy. You know what I mean? I mean, this is a horrible example, and I hope that everyone's healthy, but it's like the COVID thing. You were around someone and you got infected, you know what I mean? God forbid, type of thing. You're around somebody positive, you got infected by their positivity, and now you're infecting everyone else. You know what I mean? Just spread, you know?
Exactly.
I
So,
love that.
yeah.
Spread positivity, not COVID.
Right, man. That part.
But-
And it's the same thing with negativity.
Slogan right there.
I'm thinking wheels are turning.
Right.
Hey, all right. Let us hear how they turn. Let us some gears. Let us hear it. Let us hear it. Go ahead and give it to us, Angie.
Okay, wait. Okay, I'm gonna dive in. All right. So, well, Scotty, are you finished?
Yeah, I'm
Right,
good.
right. You
I
sure,
don't
bro?
want to jump over you.
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good.
Well, first off, I think that you two are in a situation where you impact people and you don't even know. Because being that we've all been to F45, to that environment where it's a lot of people, Scotty, you probably, not probably, you impact people and don't even know. And Prince, you do the same. So I just want to tell you guys that, like, I know that you impact people every day. Your Instagram impacts people every day. I always say you two do one of the best jobs of keeping your social media positive, informative, helpful. So I just got to put that out there. And I know, Prince, you are pushing Scotty and I outside our comfort zone so much. Scotty, can you agree with me? Like, do you feel like these topics are really like, you're like, man, I gotta like dig deep on this one?
I was literally like, I was talking about this topic with Megan on our walk this morning with Jax, and I was like, "This is the topic today." And I read her off the questions. I'm like, "Deep, right?" She's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Yeah." Prince has always come up with these like deep ass topics and everything. I'm like, "I don't know, man." Like,
No, well,
like,
I mean, dude,
I
I know
try
it's
thinking
there.
about it. I try thinking about it like now, like when on our walk, I'm like, I don't know, like I can't like this is a tough one. And then I told her, like, usually when we get on here and like I hear you guys start to say stuff, like I don't copy what you guys say, but you guys like help me like realize more so. You know what I mean? Like I kind of like light bulb clicks and like, oh yeah. And then it kind of like it hits me when we're on the podcast. Like it's some of the topics that we do, like I'm sitting down trying to write it down, like I don't know what to write. You know what I mean?
Well, Prince, what you do is exactly what this topic is about. You're impacting Scotty and I to dig deeper, to learn about ourselves more when we may not take the time to do this.
Mm-hmm.
I think it all
100%.
just kind of rolls around full circle, man, because I feed off of things that y'all do. Like we just, like you said, we just continuously push each other. It's generating, man. And I think like even like how we meet once a week, it's kind of like a power up and a recharge, you know what I mean? To, you know, to kind of gain from each other.
Right. And I encourage you at home, if you're watching this podcast, you're listening to it, write down these questions and ask yourself, because it really, like, you really do have to stop and think. I mean, how do I want to be remembered? You know, so by my family, my clients, I want to be remembered as the helper. I want to be remembered as someone who gave people confidence when they were down on themselves, that helped them realize that they can do anything that they want to do, that there are no limits. I also want people to remember me as I help them to raise the standards for themselves.
That is all you.
I
100%.
want people to remember me as an individual, that I didn't let any chains or any boxes keep me from doing the things I wanted to do. That I never stopped growing and I never stopped preaching and helping people grow to be better. I want to be remembered, like, obviously as a good mom, a communicator, someone to just help people to level up, and positive as well. You know, we all vibe on that same energy, but level up, people. Don't settle, level up. And that's really what I want to give people, that confidence to level up, to never settle. Do not let somebody put you in a box. You step outside, of what you want to do. You want to be a 44-year-old bodybuilder? You be a 44-year-old bodybuilder.
You do it.
You want to be 12 years old and write a book? You be 12 years old and write a book. You want to go back to college at 16, get a degree? You go back to 16 to get a degree. Do you want to lose 200 pounds? Lose 200 pounds. Like, we are our own choice, our own person. We control the show to
Man.
a sense. I do have a strong faith. Like, I believe there, and for me, God is running the show. But here's the thing: if you open up your ears and listen, you really can do whatever you want to do. That's the beauty of life.
I completely agree with that. That
Amen.
makes me think of the book I'm reading right now, Designing Your Life. I mentioned it to you guys before we started, but Designing Your Life by Bill Burnett and Dave Evans. It's a great book, and it talks about just that type of stuff. Like, and like, it helps you just reclaim your power over your life. And these are two people, they're both engineers and designers, but they talk about designing your life through the aspects of design, like the science of design, all of that. And just like you said, like you run the show, and I got a similar belief, you know what I mean? But you still have that power to run the show. Like, if I think a lot of time people don't think about the power that they do have. They're just like, oh, I'm just subject to it all. But it's like, no, man, you go out there and at least even if you don't have control, you tried as much as you could and took the control you did have and you used that,
Absolutely. Yeah. And I truly believe, I mean, there are some amazing stories out there of people that, whether you come from a family or a home or a situation or whatever that it is, that somebody or something put a belief in you that you are not worthy. You are just stuck where you are. You are just stuck. I want to help people have the power to know that they are not stuck. You can literally do whatever you want to do. I was just listening to Ed Milet's podcast. He has a book coming out next week called The Power of One More. And they put, oh my gosh, they put Ed Milet in the hot seat. And how ironic that one of the questions he got asked is, how do you want to be remembered? And it just falls right in line with today's podcast. Amazing interview. He's so inspiring anyway, but just never settle. I want people to realize they never have to settle, no matter the situation.
You don't. That's a whole nother podcast, and I think we need to put a pin in that topic too, because I got a lot to say about that. Even when it's ugly, not to settle. You know what I mean? For sure. You know what? We're actually gonna go later down the line. There's a question linked to similar to what you just talked about, but really fast. Why do you feel it is important to leave an impact or a legacy, and how do you use your actions to impact others? The rest of the question said, how do you use your actions to impact others outside of fitness? I use fitness as like a gateway, you know what I mean, to kind of branch off into those things. But I just think it's important to leave an impact and a legacy, just because like there's a clock on our physical being or our body, you know what I mean? There's a clock on that, but the impact that we leave and the legacy that we can leave is timeless. You know what I mean? And I feel like, that's why, like, we were talking about the other day, me and a member at the gym, we were talking about Prince and Michael Jackson, and just about like, the energy of their being, but how like, these guys are going, but they're small children, weren't even around when they were even alive in their prime, that like they've impacted and that know who they are, you know what I mean? And I think that's just how we, like, you contribute and you give back to the world. Like, yeah, you can give your wealth and you can give, tangible items and things of that nature. But like, I think that like the most valuable gift that you can give back to the world is a positive impact, you know what I mean? Because that just, it leads on, it's timeless. I think that's important. And one of the ways that like I like to use my actions to impact others is kindness. It's kindness. Even when people piss me off, man. I used to be a lot worse at it, because I'd be like, you want to piss me off? I'm gonna fire that flame back. But now it's kind of even putting the mirror up and looking at like, this person's hurting. It's something that's bothering them to where they probably aren't even kind to themselves. they're mad at themselves more than they're mad at me. So like, you know, you don't got to kiss ass or anything like that. But even kind of killing that person, or not, I won't even use the word killing them with kindness, giving them life with kindness. You know what I mean? And just kindness is the biggest action. And it's so many ways you can do it. Sometimes silence is kindness. Sometimes like it's just silence is kindness. I was reading that a hug can relieve stress. And you know, there's a family member that's actually pretty bitter. And you know, he lost a grandchild. And you know what I mean? Like we actually bump heads a lot, but like, you know, on that day, like I didn't have any words for him. I just came up and gave him a hug, walked off. You know what I mean? That was it. And I felt like, you know, I don't know what he took from it, but I felt like, you know, he needed that in that moment. And we leave it at that. And it's just doing those things. Sometimes you can feel in your heart like to do something. I kind of tear up thinking about it, man. You can feel in your heart sometimes to do something kind for someone or to do something. And a lot of times you can brush it off. And right now, lately, I've been like, when I feel that, I try to be really intuitive and use that. You know what I mean? And be like, you know what? No, actually, let me go the extra mile. Let me do this for that person. Let me do that. And it's just kind of trying to seek those ways. A lot of times, the opportunity to be kind and to, you know, to positively impact someone else's life. A lot of times, that opportunity finds you. It's presented and it's right there, and you just got to see it, acknowledge it, and apply whatever method you want to use. You know what I mean? Because my way of being kind may be completely different than how Scotty would do it or how you would do it, Ange, you know? So that's why I feel it's important to leave a legacy or an impact. And that's one of the ways that I like to use my impact to impact others outside of fitness. What you got, Scotty?
Yeah. Deep. Well,
No,
I don't like going
so
after
good.
you. I don't like going after you.
Dude, it's not about that, bro. Like that's just me.
I know.
One of my times throughout the week, I can pour out my heart, man, and y'all kind of give me that opportunity to do so.
Well, Scotty and I are like this, like watching, and then we're like, "Oh wait, we gotta talk."
You're part of the show.
You get us in this zone. We're like, "Wow," and then we're like,
Yo,
"Oh
I
wait,
appreciate that, man.
wait, I gotta
Y'all
talk."
just enriched me. I appreciate that, man.
But no, like leaving an impact is super important, because then I don't want to say it's like a waste of life, but like, why are we on this planet if we are not leaving an impact, or if we're not doing something? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you can, like, everyone has the choice to do whatever they want. Like, you can technically be like selfish and just like only worry about yourself and like not have to deal with anybody ever. But what's the fun in that? Who do you get to share memories with? Who do you get to share adventures with? Stuff like that. And I think leaving an impact just is gonna help it. Like, if whatever your goal is as well, like that's the kind of impact that you should leave. So if you're trying to spread positivity and you're trying to spread happiness, like it's important that you leave that kind of impact behind, because then are you actually leaving, like, you want happiness for everyone, but like, are you actually doing anything to succeed in helping to spread that? You know what I mean?
You know what? Can I pause you really quick, Scotty, just to say something about you, bro? You are one of the realest people I know, man. And I think that's been an impact you left on me, is that like you keep it real. And it's just like you literally like you just like you literally like kind of like I said what I said. But it's like it's real and it's real and it's kind, it's touching in a way, man. Like even if it's not the most pleasant information, man, you are one of the realest people I know, man. And I think, yeah, that's one of the actions that you have that positively impacts people, man, because it definitely impacted me, man.
I
Appreciate that. And I definitely like to say, like, yeah, like being brutally honest. I see Andy putting it up a lot recently, and it dawned on me when he started saying it, and like kindness doesn't just mean being nice to somebody. Like kindness is being truthful to somebody and not sugarcoating stuff, and not like kind of just like, oh well, you know, like this is okay, yeah. Like, no, like you gotta like tell them how it is, because if you just sugarcoat stuff, then you're not helping that person, and now they're just going to be in a fog, or like,
you prolong that process.
Exactly, you're prolonging it, and then now they actually don't know how to fix it because they think they're doing it right. And then when someone tells them it's wrong later on the road, then they're like, well, I've been doing this whole time, you know, like everyone's been telling me it's been okay. It's like, no, those people aren't being kind to you because they're lying to you. And like,
Facts, man.
and don't get me wrong, like you do have to be like, there are sensitive people out there. You do have to take some things with a grain of salt with certain people and kind of like sugarcoat things at times. But like we have members at the gym and we're going through the challenge and we're trying the weight loss journey and all of that. And like, I don't see results. And I just straight up ask them, like, are you doing what you're supposed to be doing? You know what I mean? Like, are you doing this? Are you trying that? Like, what are you like? And I just try to find the root of it. I'm not trying to be like, well, you know, if you just like keep at it, like you'll get there. Like, no, like we have to figure out what you're doing or what you're not doing. You know what I mean? And like, even when I'm in class, I'm like I'll joke around with people. I know who to joke around with, who not to, kind of like in a way. So I'll be like, oh, that's like that was bad. Like I'll be like, yo, that like we got to straighten this up. Like, come on. And then I'll coach them on how to do it. But like I kind of make it like I make it funny. Like I can say certain things. I don't know why I'm allowed to say certain things, but people just like let me get away with saying stuff. Like ask Kate. Like Kate will say something and people will be offended by it. And then like I'll say it and then everyone's like, oh, you're so funny.
Oh, Scotty.
Yeah.
Right.
And I'm like, all right, cool. I can get away with that.
I think one of the funniest cues when somebody's messed up a dab is like, messed up a dab, I'm like, push your ass back, man. You gotta poke that ass out. You gotta poke it out.
Yeah. We were going over a bunch of cues and stuff to for the clients and everything. And like one of our new trainers was like, yeah, bring it to your headlights. I just was
that Chris?
No, it was one of the girls. And like, we definitely can't say that. Like, we can't say half the stuff that y'all say. Like, yeah, you're like your bra fat, or you're like, I'm like, no, we can't say that either.
Nah, I can't. I feel bad even saying like nipple line when we're referring to women. Like,
right? But no, it's definitely like if you're not leaving an impact, especially on the way like what you're trying to do for your like whatever you want for life, like that should be your impact. And it's important because like your family, your friends, like I don't know, it's like ask yourself, do you want to be remembered? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like
if you were watching you, like, how would you feel?
Exactly. It's a question to yourself more so than it is just be like, why? It's like, do you just want to be forgotten? Do you just like, do you not care? You know, like you want like your loved ones to have a memory of you. Even if they're not your loved ones, like the people that you see at the gym, the people you see outside every day, like I see people in the oh no, sorry. Sidetrack, squirrel, sorry. My cousin called me the other day and she was telling me, she's like, hey, blah blah blah, like, do you know this girl so and so? I'm like, I don't know. She's like, you worked out with her at F45 when you were in Jersey the last time you were here, and she said that like you're a badass and like how you're so nice and like it was like you kicked her butt like from working out and like all this stuff. And I met this girl one time and I left that kind of impact on her.
Yay.
And find out that she's my cousin's boss, which I had no idea at the time, but like it's like I had like that felt great to me.
Yeah, bro,
I mean,
you are a badass, bro. I feel like everyone has a common memory of you like as a badass.
When people come to F45, even one time when they drop in, they will always remember like both of you, like always.
Right. I bring up Prince. Yep. I bring up both you guys up all the time. They're like, oh, we missed them. But everyone says hi.
I missed that gym. Yeah, that gym was awesome people, man. Beautiful people there. Beautiful people.
Oh yeah.
All right, Ange, lay it on us.
So again, I'm going to go back to Ed Milet because I never thought of it this way. Why it's important to leave an impact is because you can change the future, but changing the future by changing the way people think. So I can change the way my family in years to come think. I can change them where they may be able to make more money or do more things they want to do or live that life they want to live. So as I teach Reese these things, she can carry it on to the next, to the next, to the next. So I think that's huge because you can literally, and Ed was talking about this, like you can literally change the future of your family years to come. You can change, yes, and then you can change other people's families by teaching them there are no limits, teaching them never to settle, teaching them that they are worthy. And then it just, that domino effect that
That makes me
snowball
think of
effect.
something that Lil Wayne said. He said,
Of course.
I can't change the world. I'd rather change the people.
Man, Little Wayne, I will tell you, and I always say this, Little Wayne guiding us through life. Really.
Man, seriously. Seriously. No matter what you think of him, he's a deep cat.
Mhm.
Yep. You know, he doesn't write anything down.
Nope. He said that he's been rapping so long, it's hard for him to not rhyme when he talks.
I heard that.
I want
Man.
him to be our friend. I want him on the podcast.
Oh, what? Man.
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
get
I'm
Lil
like,
Wayne on there.
yeah,
Can you
let Weezy lead
imagine?
it. Yeah.
Gosh.
Like, all right, now check it out. I got a horrible Lil Wayne impression.
That was
That's
actually
bad.
pretty good. That was actually, no, I think that was decent. But that's all I got. I just think it's important to change the future of your family and years to come.
Yeah, man. And I think you're a dope mom. And I'm pretty sure Reese, like, whether if she tells you it or not, I'm pretty sure she'd tell me and
She
Scotty that, like,
does.
you're a dope
She
mom.
does.
You know what I mean?
She
Like, for
does.
real.
She does tell me
Yeah.
I help her. And I want to help her, and I want to have that communication with her. And I also don't want her to ever put limits. Guys, 6th grade and middle school is a dumpster fire. If you are a parent on here and you have a middle schooler, you know what I'm talking about. And I don't want anyone else to put a limit on her. I don't want anyone else to disturb the way she thinks of herself. I want her to be kind, because middle schoolers aren't always kind. I want her to always rise above, but understand too that we are human. There's failures. We stumble. That's also important in life. That's how we learn and grow. And I talk to her about everything. And I think that's so important. At the end of the day, I want her to know that she can do whatever she wants to do and be whatever she wants to be. But I also want to teach her, even at 12, to level up. You still have to be a good person at 12. I mean, you do. And unfortunately, a lot of middle schoolers, okay, I mean, look, they're middle
Hey.
schoolers. They're going through changes and hormones and different things. And I want her to know that that's normal too, but also too, that kindness matters. Like, you don't get a pass to not be kind just because of this or this or this. I want her to hold her peers to a higher standard, that kindness matters. No matter who you think you are in middle school, kindness matters, because you are building this foundation. You are building this foundation even at 12 and 13. Like, just be kind. Do good. Yes, we screw up. Yeah, kids say things that they really don't mean, because, it's all about, I call it peacocking, when you're trying to puff your feathers, and
Flex.
that's just, as you're trying to flex,
Peacocking.
that's what you do in middle school. I get it. But let's be kind,
Raise the
because
bar.
raise the bar. When someone is not kind to Reese, you know what she says? She says, I can handle what you say to me, but one day you're going to say that to somebody else, and you're really going to hurt their feelings.
Dang, so mature.
And I have taught her to not taught her, but encouraged her to say that to other kids when they are not kind, to help them level up. And she has said that to multiple kids. I can handle what you called me, but one day you're going to say that to somebody, and you're really going to hurt their feelings.
That's a game changer. And right there, you are doing what you just preached about. Like, hey, I just want to change the life of my family. And then she's changed out there, changing the life of someone else. Like, for real. Like, if someone at that age would have hit me with something like that, or I was a kid being bullied, if I would have known to hit them with that, or that, that type of thing, like, you could have changed the trajectory of how they interacted with the next kid. That's
I hope
dope.
so. And she will get in the car and she will tell me, this is what I said today. And I'm like, you know what? Good for you. But let's also be kind. We don't know what this person is dealing with. We don't know how this person feels. So that was the right thing to say. You just explain to them that they need to be kind to the next person. So
beautiful.
I'm hoping that that creates a domino effect. I'm hoping that our youth and our middle schoolers and our high school, like I'm hoping that that just makes a small difference.
Yeah. Real
It
quick.
definitely will.
Yeah. Real quick. Speaking of school, man, just the situation with the small children in Texas, you know, I mean,
Jeez.
like, hey, just, man, that's just a horrible thing, man. So sending love and positive vibes out to their family.
Mhm.
God,
Exactly.
bless, rest, and protect the souls of those little beings. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Yeah, because that was a rough one. That was a rough one just to
Mhm.
even you see. And it's not the first time, and it sucks that it's not the first time, and it should have never been a time for that at all. But just
Mhm.
speaking of and talking about kids and school and whatnot, that comes up, and it's something to think about.
Yeah,
So
it's gonna be
yeah,
hard. It's gonna be hard too, just being a parent and then knowing, like, you just don't know.
yeah,
I
Right.
can't imagine.
Right.
yeah, for real.
Right.
Yeah, man, good stuff, y'all. Shoot, it's starting to rain out here, dude. Ain't that something?
It's raining on
Look,
you.
I set up the chair and everything. So look, I'm gonna hit y'all with the next question. I want Scotty and to answer, and I'm gonna answer last. Okay. This is the question. All right. Who do you remember who is no longer here physically, and how did they impact you? All right. Marinate on it. You guys decide who goes first. I got to get this chair and stuff out the rain. Okay.
Yeah.
This is hilarious.
All right.
Love
Oh
that.
All
my
right. I'm still tapped in.
gosh.
I'm gonna turn off my camera because it's gonna
Mother
get sloppy.
Mother
Right.
Nature's so confused here in Maryland, confused in
Yeah.
Georgia.
Look at the shorts on and everything. I wasn't
Oh!
expecting this.
Yeah.
Can
Calf
we
shot,
just
quad
notice that
shot.
quad separation? That quad
Shot,
separation.
real fast.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Enough
Yes.
about
Get out
me.
of here. Get out of here.
I'm working on those. I'm working on my Prince legs. Like
Hey, it's
seriously.
okay. I'm working on my
Oh,
and
yeah.
spit mentality.
Gosh. Look, I had quad separation on stage. I did, but
I seen it.
as and it's still there a little bit, but as I'm like as I'm reversing and I'm not gaining a ton of weight, but you slowly reverse, but
Mhm.
they're slowly like, because I don't genetically keep that. And I'm like, boo.
Right.
Okay, so who do we remember who is no longer here and how did they impact you? That's a really hard question. Scotty, I don't
That's
know.
a tough one.
That is a tough one. I have
It's
the
tough for
most,
me. I was gonna say, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I have the most random answer, but go ahead.
No, I was gonna say this one's tough for me because like I don't want to say I don't have too many people in my life that have passed away, like that I knew maybe like that well. Like I heard a lot of good things about my grandfather, but I didn't know him that well. It's just like I feel like I don't know, this one's a tough one. I feel like I have more people that I don't are in contact with anymore that have helped me like in the past, like when it comes to like any of my sports coaches, stuff like that. I feel like I don't think there's ever I would say like my wrestling coach has definitely put like the biggest impact on me. For like not quitting and never giving up and like being a hard worker. Obviously I feel like you get a lot of those traits from like your parents and like siblings and like certain friends and stuff like that. Um, but like I literally was thinking about this one. Like I can't think of one singular person that has had like that have that big of an impact on me. To kind of shape who I was. Because I feel like I just learned from so many people and I just kind of like take things like one at a time. Like I don't know, like I learn as I go. And like I don't think that I've had like one big like person impact it like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, Mr. Miyagi.
No, Mr.
Yeah, I would
Okay,
say I
well,
have Mr. Miyagi.
you dude, I think that still is valid though. You know what I mean? Because like
Mhm.
someone's giving you something. You know what I mean? So you picked up something from someone, and I think that's still valuable, man, because they've deposited into who we know as Scotty the Body.
Yeah.
In the flesh.
In the flesh, man. So yeah. Now it's all good. That's a deep question, man. And I think that when I wrote it down, like I was just thinking about celebrities, I was thinking about family members, my tattoo artist who did my chest tat, and he passed away, and like I watched him be a father during that time that he was tatting me up. I got a chance to watch him be a father of like 5 small children while doing that. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, just I thought about a bunch of different people, and I just wanted to throw that question out there, dude.
Yeah, I would definitely say like athlete, like almost like any athlete that I've ever watched or looked up to, like, but I can't say like there's just like one person that's like shaped the way I do everything. I kind of just get a little bit from everybody.
No, that's great.
Right.
You go ahead and go. Y'all finish up. I'm still gonna go last. I've made it in. I'm safe now.
You're not gonna melt.
Sugar melts, Scotty. Sugar melts.
Sugar. Brown sugar.
Sugar.
Well, mine is so random, guys, because I just found out recently that okay, so when I had my personal training studio, Beyond Fit, we used to have this woman. This woman came and she cleaned for me. And I found out recently she passed away. And it made me really sad because she was always a positive, smiling. I can hear her laugh, a positive light. And Tina, her name was Tina Keene, and she would come in and clean my little studio, but she took the job herself because she knew like we need like some legit cleaning here in the gym. I got 2 locker rooms, I got showers. Like she just, no matter how stressful the day was or how busy I was or how busy she was, she would always laugh and smile. And I found out just last week that she had passed away, and I was like, what? So that was such a random impact, but her impact to always smile and find the good. She always found the good. And yeah, that was just a random thing. She was the first thing that came to into my brain. Was I was like, oh man, I just recently found out. And she was just such a positive light in just like everything. And then of course you guys know, well, I don't know which one of you I was on a Skype call with when my father-in-law passed away. That Wednesday night we were on a call. I don't know if it was Scotty or Prince.
I forget, but I do remember the conversation we had the next morning at the gym.
Yeah.
I think it might have been me.
I think it was you because I had to get off the call very quickly.
Yeah.
What a positive, the one of the million things I take away from him, but it was about family and about bringing the family and spending time, not money, not trips, just quality time. And I take away from him family dinners, family conversations, holidays, traditions, Italian traditions. Like I take away, and I think family, togetherness, like that's, and yeah, I had togetherness in my family, but he was just a whole nother level. Like no judgment, no, nothing. Everything you did was the right thing. Like the support, everything. But I take away family big time. And, you know, Angelo and I talk about, we are like, Reese, I don't care if you're in 12th grade, you're going out to dinner with us every Friday night, and then you can go with your friends. Or, you know, holidays are not an exception. We will have this holiday tradition. We will be together. And even if it's just sitting outside on the patio, hanging out, like family is the biggest thing, and being there for your family and how important family is. I definitely took that away and take that away every day from him. Definitely.
That's beautiful, man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's beautiful.
Yep. Absolutely. Yeah. And one other thing I take away from him is embracing your culture. Italian culture, embracing where you came from, who are your ancestors. I never had that in my family. Like I never had that in my family. My family never talks about relatives or ancestors or what country that they came from, but he always did. And it was like this little ball of history when we would be sitting at the table and I'd learn something different about Italian culture or this or that. And so that really, like, I like to talk about Reese about that stuff because I don't have that. I've never had that in my family. So honoring where you came from, I think that's so important because sometimes we focus on who we are right now. Guys, everyone came from something magical, something big, something, not even something big, but just something interesting, right? And we can't
Yeah.
forget that.
No, it's so important to and just embrace that, because I think when you dig back, you get to find out more about who you are, and it just helps you go further. So that's actually a vital piece. I love like talking to my grandmother, and I'll ask her certain questions about where she came from and like her, family members, and it's all of that. And then like I can always link that to my life. You know what I mean? I used to do it with my grandfather before he passed away, but yeah, no, that's so important. Like to just to even get a glimpse of it, even if you can't dig back that far, like, I'm sure you can find something. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And Reese loves to hear stories. She'll be like, what would you be doing on a Saturday right now when you were 12? Like she asks these questions. She's like, what did you do for Christmas when you were, 12? Or what did you ask for? What was your favorite Christmas gift when you were 12? Like,
Mm-hmm.
so teaching that it's cool to your parents and your grandparents and your great grandparents, like what kind of things did they do? What interests them? And I think that's important and it's fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
for sure. For sure. You guys get to know more about each other.
I
Yes.
love
Yeah.
that when you guys can like relate and talk about stuff like that. It's the worst though when they try to force it upon you. Like back in my day, we didn't have it.
It's
I
like
get we're not back in your day.
we're about back there, and y'all should stop practicing that
Yeah.
habit.
We walked to school in a foot of snow with no shoes. Get
Uphill,
outside.
Horrible. Why would you want that from
Uphill.
me? like that's horrible. Why would you want that from me?
Right.
Oh man. Well, shoot. I guess it's my turn.
I know what you're gonna
And
say.
Nipsey Hussle. Yeah, I'm gonna say Nipsey Hussle for sure. Like, legacy lives on, man. I don't think that Train Like Prince would even be a thing right now. Had not he sparked something in me. I gotta say, my grandfather. I was born on his birthday, and he just he's just a stand-up guy, man. He was like just that dude. Like, he dropped out of school at the age of 8 years old. Had his first drop-top Cadillac when he was 15 from Alabama. Like, and he worked for it all. Like, like freaking held his dad in his arms as he passed away as a small child. Never took any crap. I remember like he always like protected the house. No one could scare him. Like he didn't have an ounce of fear in him. And if he did, you wouldn't have known. And those are the two biggest people. And then I just say there's like I said, I mentioned my tattoo artists. There's even some other people, and I asked this question. I don't know if you guys, I forget the name of it, but it's this cartoon, computer generated, and it's in Spanish. It can be in Spanish, but it's like based in Mexico, and it talks about Day of the Dead. It's not Coco. It's another cartoon.
Okay, I was
Was
gonna
it
say
Coco?
Coco.
Yeah, I think
I
maybe
was
it is
gonna say
Coco.
Coco.
Yeah, maybe it was
Coco,
Coco. Yeah, Coco. But like, and and how in that movie, when the people were no longer remembered, their spirit in the afterlife died too. You know what I mean? And
Yep.
I thought I was thinking about that movie when I wrote down this question. Just like, that type of thing too, just this whole thing of impact, and then I thought about that question about like who is physically not here. And I put that emphasis on physically because they're still here because they live on through the memory and through the impact that they left. And that's why impact is vital. But shout out to my granddad, shout out to John, my tattoo artist. Shout out to Nipsey, and my baby's waking up. She thinks she's alone, but yeah. Hey,
You're not alone.
hey, hold on. She's good. She's not gonna cry through the podcast. I don't think it's been a minute since y'all have seen Harlow, but she is gotten really big now. Say hi.
Look at her.
Oh, precious.
She's like, I got no words. Where's the milk at?
Oh, I want to hold her.
Oh man, please do. She's getting dense, but yeah, she's getting dense. But yeah, and this just makes me think about you with family. This is a big part of it, and I actually like that I get a chance to share these moments with family, letting y'all see how important this is to me. Don't worry. Last but not least, I think that was a big question, but real quick, I think we can all answer this question pretty fast. And this question is, what do you feel like your purpose is? The purpose of your life. And I think this little crying baby is part of my purpose. But I would say, Scotty, you go first and you give it to me, and then I'll go after I take her downstairs, okay?
Man, always so deep. So the purpose of my existence, I believe, is to just kind of like, I don't know, almost just like be there for others. Like I said, like I have to piggyback off kind of what me and my wife were talking about before, because I feel like I had to like talk this out a little bit. And like she was explaining to her, like when she with her customers, like these people, and even our clients, like these people have all these big things happen to them in their lives, and they come to our work, which is their kind of like gateway or their kind of like safe place, or just kind of like where they like to have fun or like work out or eat, like whatever it is. And they tell us like all these things, like she was saying, like her customers come in, they tell us like when their kids have babies or something like that, or like I'll get customers come in or members come in and they told me like, oh, so and so like just won his like soccer championship, and like all this stuff. Like these people like share this information with us, and like sometimes I feel like I'm a therapist, like an unlicensed therapist, because people come in and they just like literally pour out their heart and soul to us. And I'm not sure whether it's because they just feel comfortable with us because they know we won't say anything to anybody else, or if they just feel comfortable because they trust us. I mean, because we're already helping them in some way. So this is just them being that comfortable and just letting it all out. So I think just like being there for everybody, and then just being an open ear, shoulder to cry on. Megan, like Megan said, like it's I don't know. It's just it kind of just like it kind of happens. Like you might not know. Like you might not know what your existence is until like it actually happens. But not until like recently, when like more members like started telling me like how much impact I've had on their lives, made it more like real, and like I've realized like, all right, cool. Like this is kind of like what I'm doing.
I can relate
Yes.
to that, man. When I first became a personal trainer at Equinox, the manager mentioned like, okay, you're not just a trainer. Trust me, people are gonna share information with you that you won't even think, and people are gonna really be buying you, and you're gonna be wearing multiple hats. You're gonna be a therapist. You're gonna be this. You're gonna be that, and I mean, you really have to experience it to see it. So all of that, bro, for real, all of that, man. You got a huge purpose, though, man. You got a huge purpose, dude. Big purpose, man. Big energy, bro.
Thanks, guys.
All right, Angie. I'm excited. Well, I'm excited to hear from both of y'all, but I know Scotty probably feels the same way as me. I'm excited to hear about yours.
Mhm.
You know, I want to keep it quick. So when people say to me, you know, thank you for helping me, or thank you for helping me feel good, or helping me realize I have value, helping me with my confidence, I always say that is my purpose. That is the purpose of my existence. I truly believe I was put here on this earth to help people be more confident, to help people understand that there's no limits, and to help them be their best self,
Mm,
period.
period.
And I
Signed off.
believe that I truly believe that every day. And I say that to people, like, I was put in your life so I could help you, because that is my true purpose and why I feel like that's what I feel like my true existence is. Like, I feel like God said, okay, this girl is going to help people feel good. She's going to help people elevate, reach their goals, be better, have confidence. That is what I was put here for.
Yeah, I can definitely attest that for you, because like just being around you and like just seeing what you do in the gym and what you do on social media, and for Reese, like that's what you do. It's like I could have told you probably what your purpose was. 100%.
Right. But hey,
It's-
that kind of goes back to the beginning. Like people could kind of like tell you like who you are in a sense, like what do people have to say. Both of y'all mentioned what people already think of y'all. Literally, like Scotty, like just going back to being just a total beast. Like, and then like and like you said, bringing out the best in people. You got like that who said it, Mr. Rogers, look for the helpers in life type of thing. You got like that helper, you know, mentality, like just that helper spirit, that soul, you know what I mean? That's you.
I feel like and I find, and it's so crazy because I accept it now. Before I was always like, oh my gosh, not again. I seem to be the person that is put in the situations to help people, whether it be, gosh, my mom, because you guys know I spent a lot of time with my parents at the beach. Okay, a lot of time on the beach. My mom, at the end of the season last year, she was like, Angie, can you just stop? Like, every time you're around, something goes down. Stop it. Like, can you just stop it? You're not helping anybody today. You're not going to run and save this girl. You're not going to go to the lifeguard. Can you just stop? And I'm like, I know. And I was like, sometimes I'll walk on the beach and I'll be like, I'm not looking at anybody because I just want to sit here, you know? And I'm like, oh my gosh, you know, like, oh, this girl got a hook stuck in her foot. She's running down the beach crying. Her parents don't understand. I immediately know what's happening. So I take off to help her. My mom's like, oh my God, Angie, just sit down. I'm like, I know, Mom. I just feel like I have to go. I just feel like I have to go.
My wife's like that. She has like that, like stop the car type of mentality. Like, hey,
yes,
like, you know what I mean? Like,
yes. Does that person need help? Does that person need that? And I think I get that from my dad because he is like safety and a helper as well. And I feel like I get that from him. And sometimes you're just like, oh my gosh, you just need to, what? Like, I just need to sit here. Like, whew. Yeah. So, but that is the purpose of my existence.
I think we all can second that.
Mm-hmm.
Plus much more, being like a killer bodybuilder and all that good stuff.
I'm trying to grow. I'm eating, I'm
Badass
lifting.
mom.
Yeah.
I'm trying. Sometimes, you know, like I'm leaving for the beach. I start my season tomorrow. And just sometimes we need to go to our place and just do a mental dump and just regenerate, recharge. Yeah.
I feel it.
Yeah.
I asked this question because I'm still like discovering what my exact purpose is. Mike Tyson in his podcast, he said that he's like you know, our path in life, we like kind of reveals our purpose. The further along you get in your path, the more of your purpose is revealed.
That's true.
You know, and right now, one of the things that I feel like I can truly hold on to, and I have to be really conscious of it. I feel like a part of my purpose is to be a shining light, and not like a look at me type of light, but like, let me brighten up your life type of light.
I was going to say, look at you type of light. Like you are telling people, look at you, look at the light in you. Oh my God, hands down.
Oh man, I value, like, I think that I always see the potential in everyone. Like, I don't look at anyone as beneath me. And I think a majority of my life, I spent the time looking at everyone as above, but then I have been able to balance it out and just look at, like, I see greatness in you. You're great at some things I'm not great at. We're great at some of the same things, but like just shining that light. And I think group fitness kind of gives that chance too. And it's helped me kind of like develop that and get a better understanding of that part of my purpose, because like, you know, when, you know, someone gets down on themselves and they look around and feel like, oh, everybody else is killing it, but it's not me. And I want to go over there and show them like, hey, I still believe in you. Because I know that I see what you're capable of doing. And it's like going around the room, shining some light on each and every one. You know what I mean? Going around the room, shining some light on each and every one in that class for that, you know, for that time frame.
I think of the word namaste for you.
Ooh.
So when I think of the word namaste, I think you align with that. The light in me honors the light in you. Like you need a shirt that says namaste.
I read a book. Shoot, what is the book of it? It's this book. It has Buddha on the front of it. But it's a really good book, and the author says that a lot in the book. When I think of it, I will let y'all know. That's a great book.
I've been doing stretches after class, and Ronnie one day was like, "Namaskari."
Namaskari.
That is so
Namaste.
right.
I need to take up a yoga practice now.
Hashtag Namas body. Namaskari the body.
Namaskari body.
Nobody's stealing any of these ideas that I'm saying out here, because
have some integrity, guys.
Hopefully we don't have anyone watching the podcast named Scott.
I'm going to become I'm going to become both your marketing managers.
Seriously, no, we need you, Ange. Run it.
I love it. I love it.
Run it. We'll talk about pricing afterwards. Hey, well, you know what? This topic, you know, we always try to get deep. We don't want to take up too much more time. And Scotty, y'all got anything else you want to say before we talk about the music that we've been blasting this week?
I think you covered it all.
Yeah,
we covered it all.
Just don't be an asshole.
Don't be. You can be so many other things. Why choose that? They all stink.
They all stink. Everyone's got one now.
Yeah.
So I just I don't know if I posted this, but I just read something. My final thought is you are one of one.
Seriously. No one else.
You are one of one. One of one.
Exactly. I could definitely say and as I was younger, I always cared what people thought of me. I always like had to make sure like I was maybe doing the right thing or try to look cool or like anything. And like now I'm at the point where it's like I can kind of give two shits.
No, because you know your intentions are pure.
Except when it comes to like working hard. Like I want people to know that I'm a hard worker, whether it's like actual like business work or like work like in the gym. Like that's like one thing I do care. Is like that
integrity.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm always gonna put all my effort into it.
Yeah, and you do.
Ain't gonna half-ass it.
And you do.
Bro. You don't. We know.
Leave it all on the table.
Yeah, we know, man. We know. Shoot. Yeah, this was good. Thank y'all for tapping in with that. Apologize about the baby. And hey, that's all outside, man. Life gets wild inside the house. As you know, if y'all got kids, or you got Scotty's got pets, life can get a little bit wild inside the house.
Those are crazy.
You know, but that's the real. Shoot, man, I still have been listening to Kendrick Lamar's album.
Ooh.
The song that I've even invented a little dance to it, but it's a song called Mr. Morale. And I think it's called Mr. Morale or Morale. Either way, it's by Kendrick Lamar. It's on this newest project. You can't miss it if you type it in. But I've been bumping that, especially when I go into the gym at like 4 a.m. and I'm setting up the floor and I just need some pump music of like how I envision the camp going and how I want to like just give that energy to people. I'll play that song, throwing out equipment, tossing medicine balls and places and whatnot. That's what I'm bumping to this week, man. And it's a good vibe. So Kendrick Lamar, Morale or Mr. Morale, you can't miss it if you type it in.
Nice.
You got some more Duke Dumont, Scotty?
No, I did have I'm so bad. Sometimes like I'll just be jamming and then I just forget to write the song down. Like, oh, this would be a good one, and I just like completely forget. But this did come on. I remember this one. It's a classic. I Believe in a Thing Called Love by Darkness.
Oh yes,
I'm not sure if Angie did that one or not.
That's a great song. No, I haven't, but that is a good song.
I just like really like singing that high pitch chorus and just like ripping everyone's eardrums out in class.
You sing it.
I love it.
I sing it very, very bad. I do it on purpose because like I don't care.
That's a great song.
Y'all need a mic just so you can be live, baby.
I'll literally just walk up to people in the middle of a set and just like start singing the song, like just like with my terrible monotone voice. And I do have to get a laugh out of people, but like obviously I'm not doing it during deadlifts or anything like that. But like I get a smile out of them.
I love it. Love it. Well, I'm going total 90s, Saved by the Bell, Fila's, cross-colored jerseys, overalls,
Oh.
A
bandanas.
whole vibe.
Gosh, what else in the 90s? Like TLC,
Boom
like,
boxes.
gosh, no boom
That's
boxes.
80s?
They were kind of, yeah, that was like the 80s. 90s
CD players?
was like, oh my gosh, CD players.
That's CD
And
player.
gosh, I remember when Bath and Body Works came out and their
Oh, man.
lotions. That was like, then that was a big thing. And perms, and gosh, man. Okay. This is such a bebopping, like girly song. I love it. You guys won't even know this song. Kathy Dennis, Just Another Dream. I love it. It's Ace of Base vibes. It's totally 90s. You may have seen it on maybe Jock Jams. Remember that back in the day?
Mhm.
Oh, definitely on MTV. I can see the video in my head.
Videos back then all had a you could tell videos from the 90s. You could just
Man.
tell, this is just as different. You could tell with the videos from the early 2000s, whether it was
Yeah.
hip hop or pop, you could
Oh
tell.
my gosh. Yep. I can see the Kathy Dennis video now. And if you are in your 40s and you hear this song, you're going to be like, oh, I used to love that song. That's that song.
I'm gonna tell my mom. I'm gonna ask my mom about it.
Right.
No shade. She's still in her 40s. She's got like 2 years left in her 40s.
Oh my gosh. It's so funny because yeah, it's funny. I could be your guy's mom. Totally.
Or at least in the group, it's all good. That's where we get that wisdom from. You know what I mean? That's where we get the wisdom from. So you got to thank you for bringing that to the table.
I love it. I love it.
Sweet.
Such
Well,
a
check it out,
random
y'all.
90s song.
I gotta write it down. I'm gonna play it in camp tonight with all the ladies and see who remembers it. It's an older crowd, so I'm sure they'll be like, "What you know about that?" They're gonna hit me with the "What you know about that?"
Oh my
Right.
gosh.
That's cool. That's
Right.
cool.
Right.
Shoot.
Right.
All right, champs. Well, look, it's been amazing. We hope that y'all got something out of this podcast. Hope that y'all enjoyed it. Hope that you take off your earbuds or you turn off your sound system and you gain something from this. Please write down the questions, ask them to yourselves. Only thing I just want to leave y'all with is go live an impactful life. Make your actions count, and it doesn't have to be big. Like, treat every interaction as an opportunity to positively impact or to leave an impact. You know what I mean? Like, utilize every opportunity, every interaction.
Word. Totally.
Show.
Sweet. Well, hey, find me on all platforms at trainlikeprince.com. Scotty the Body up above, and Fit, all that good stuff. And then we it's not set in stone yet, but we might have to go ahead and put together a little Elevate the World podcast IG, just
Look
so
for
y'all can just
that.
completely be in the world of that. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Completely,
That's on the list. We're gonna make it happen.
Right.
And the
Bias to
Spotify,
action.
and get on Spotify also.
That too. Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yep.
Well, hey.
Well,
Peace out,
y'all.
champions. Thank y'all for
Deuces. Thank
tapping
you
in.
guys so much.
All right. See you guys.
Peace.